I'm seriously considering activating my wildcard to reverse my luck with captaincy as well as player picks. Sadio Mane, one of the most sold players in the previous game week, ended up bagging a brace, whereas Salah absolutely blanked. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a sweet time in front of goal for the Toffees as they ended up thrashing West Brom 5 goals to 2 with the aid of 3 beautiful assists from Richarlison. To think nothing could top the Everton performance off, we had Son Heung-min and Harry Kane getting 4 goals, 4 assists respectively, with Harry Kane adding a goal to his name. Imagine having all these players perform amazingly in a game week and you still manage to avoid captaining one of them. Like, let's get to the video. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of FPheLp, where we bring you the best and most reliable fantasy Premier League information you need. So before we get into the video, a big shout out to our manager of the week, Mustafa Adam of Mustafa FC. He managed to score 120 points. Like, you play a wild card, you just hope for a good score, but this is like top of it, honestly. He picked an amazing team. His captain choice was on point, and he even had Foden on the bench. So imagine what I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed. Congrats, Mustafa. Okay, so now to my team. I scored a total of 60 points in the previous game week 2, just 1 point above the average score, and this was the team I went into the game week with. I had Ramsdale in goal. Unfortunately, they had a red card where Egan was sent off very early into the game. Trent and Robertson came through for me. Kawaka Peters was on the end of a thrashing, but thankfully, he managed to bag an assist which came in handy, so I had some good amount of points from him. The stars of the show, Son Heung-min, coming up clutch, scoring 4 goals. I mean, we saw from Mustafa's team selection, he actually captained him, so it was an amazing captaincy pick. Hopefully, I can learn from that and transform my lack of captaining unimpressive performances. So, Aubameyang was my captain. He ended up giving me 5 points from an assist, which was okay. I mean, better than nothing. Then Mo Salah blanked, while Sadio Mane stole the show. Saint Maximin picked up an injury during the game. He actually gave away a penalty where Mopai actually bagged. So he didn't have the most impressive game, and you see from my team selection that he's actually out of my team because he's actually injured as we speak. Kai Havertz hasn't had the best of debuts so far. I mean, in the cup game, he actually bagged a hat-trick, which was yesterday. So hopefully he might continue with that form coming in their coming game against West Brom. Wilson and Adams still not producing the returns I expect from them, but I'm keeping the faith. So an unimpressive score of 60 points despite not making any transfer. I think I'm not as worried as I should, because for the first few game weeks we are now getting the groove on, trying to see how things are working out. So yeah, hopefully from the transfers I've made, something good might come up. So wish me luck. So now to my team pick for game week 3. I've gone with the same Ramsdale in goal, playing against Leeds. I know so far Leeds, they seem like a side that really enjoy a high scoring game, so it's hard to see him keep another clean sheet. That's why I was saying I'm actually really considering activating my wild card, because I feel like now we kind of understand how a lot of teams have set up, looking for starters, looking for good points haul. At the moment, it looks like Sheffield aren't the Sheffield we know them to be. The clean sheets are not coming as, because their fixtures coming up are actually tough. So if they can't keep clean sheets against the few sides that they've played so far, it's hard seeing them keep clean sheets against Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, and the like. So the wild card will come in handy, and me bringing in a 4.5 as I initially planned. I had 2 free transfers. That was the plan coming into game week 3, and thankfully I was able to hold on to get that extra transfer. So I held on to that transfer and made 3 changes to my team this week. If you notice, Trent Alexander-Arnold is out of my team, and the reason I picked Trent and Robertson was to make sure that I could keep value, I could hold value in those 2 players, because they were not likely to sell, they were not likely to go down in price rather, and in case I sold them, I could use the money in them to afford a more expensive player into my midfield, and that's exactly what I did. So I downgraded Trent for Lamptey, who has been impressive so far. Lamptey actually had an assist, but he was taken off because he got injured, and I don't think it's a bad situation. This injury is a bad situation, so hopefully he can start in the next game week. So for the 2 of them, I picked them purposely for their assists. I don't expect a lot of clean sheets coming from their side, so that was just the simple purpose of it. For Robertson, I'm actually happy having him, because he has showed a lot of intent moving forward compared to last season. So far he has put in amazing crosses, and you know the clean sheet return from Liverpool is always higher than with other teams, so that was the main reason I picked him. And as I speak, Semedo has moved from Nelson Semedo has moved from Barca to Wolves, which has really caught my attention. I'm strongly considering getting him, and if I'm going to make such a move, it would mean Aubameyang will be leaving my team come next game week, and I might take another -4 hit to bring him in. So it's likely Semedo might come in for either Lamptey or Kyle Walker-Peters, because I mean, when it comes to fullbacks bombing forward, and these are actually wing backs rather, I know Semedo is about to blow it up, even do better than Doherty, so I'll be keeping an eye on him. Hopefully if he starts this game week, we'll actually get to see how well he can perform in the league, and from there we pick it up. I mean, Jimenez is one of the best strikers when it comes to heading. That's the only way Adama Traore has been feeding him, and if Semedo adds to that, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. So yeah, I'm really satisfied with my midfield. Son against Newcastle, Aubameyang against Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool might keep a clean sheet, so I'm expecting goals from both sides. For Podence, need I say much? I mean, if you're actually considering bringing in a cheap midfielder that starts games, I feel like Podence is likely is your guy. So I feel like Podence is a more potent pick compared to Neto. So yeah, you could consider him. I think by now his price has gone up to 5.6. Yeah, so work around it and find out how you can sort that out. And as well as, apart from the price, their fixtures look good, so you could consider Podence, Adama, Raul Jimenez, all those players. With KDB, I mean, as I said, when we thought of bringing in Bruno Fernandes, it was because of penalties, you understand. Right now we know KDB is already on penalties, and if you look at his stats from last season, this is a guy that actually got 23 assists and 13 goals, and those 13 goals, he wasn't even actively on penalties then. So now that he is, the goal tallies are sure to rise. Assists are like his trademark. I was considering going in for Raheem Sterling, but I feel like KDB is a better pick. I mean, it's the same with Salah and Mane. you have to pick one, and it's like whichever you pick, one might go well, one might not go in your favor. You just have it's more like a risk. Once you decide on who you want, that's it. So I've decided to go on the KDB route. With my strike force, it remains the same. It's Callum Wilson and Che Adams. Che Adams has some good chances, and that's the thing. Like, you watch him play, you feel like he had good chances. He could have scored on another day. Like, the keepers are all like, you can't pinpoint why he isn't scoring, but I feel like I'm keeping him. Maybe I'm just being stubborn, but I'm keeping him. And that's one of the main reasons I'm considering activating my wildcard, because of the likes of Che Adams, because Mitrovic is also performing really well. Bamford, strange enough, also stepping up big time for his club. So for now, there's a lot going on. I'm considering playing my wildcard probably after the transfer window. So, I mean, whatever happens, I'll definitely let you know. If you can help me, I'll pick a team, all the better. Yeah, so this is the team I'm likely to go into my game week 3 with. I'm going in for Timo Werner of Chelsea, KDB, and Son Heung-min, or I wish I could add Jimenez to it, but I'll go with Son. So that's about it for my team selection. At the moment, this is the team I'm going in for. For the captaincy pick, I'm not 100% sure that I'll be going with KDB for now. It might be Son. That's why I have him as my vice captain. It might be either Son or KDB, but I'm still watching how the press conferences go, what they say, just to have an idea of how prepared both opposition teams are. Then from there, because I really need a good captaincy pick. I don't know. I missed out on the Salah hat trick. I've missed out on the Son hat trick. I mean, I can't keep missing out on these captaincy picks. So hopefully, if you have some vision or some revelation that a player is going to score a hat trick, just hit me up in the comments. Give me a good hint at who is going to perform. Okay. So, with that being said, I'd like to wish you all a happy week, a happy weekend, and all the best in game week 3. Peace. Goodbye.
Hunna ikke den type, der vil have sit navn derude. Hun er et mål for aftenen, ruller med mange